yeah, I had this Rocky here with my 2005 Ford Taurus, and it's been throwing us this code for the past month or so. Gotta check engine light, went to O'Reilly's, and they tell me that it's reading the EGR valve. So that's what I'm gonna replace today. I've been fighting this thing for weeks, just trying to figure out how to do this. I think I finally got it. So first what we want to do is locate the EGR valve. This is the V6 3.0 2005 Taurus. And let me slip this down here. Can't really see there. There it is. This EGR valve. As you can see, it's got a little bit of marring on it. I've already tried several times to get this thing off. The big problem was that bottom nut down there that connects to that exhaust pipe there. But there's that nut and two 10mm bolts, which are right here, right there, right there. So what we're gonna need is a 1 1/16 wrench. I don't have one, so I'm using channel locks. If you have a good pair, they'll work okay. Have some PB plaster here. Not sure if WD-40 is gonna cut it, but PB plaster seems to work just fine. Now we're gonna need, now we're gonna need a ratchet with a 10mm socket. Good luck finding one. And we're gonna need this replacement EGR valve part. It's the EGV574. It's gonna come with the gasket and the unit. As you can see, it looks just like the old one. With threads on the inside. And then, of course, some gasket maker to put on the gasket and the EGR valve. So now we're going to start by, well, what we really want to do is we want to heat the car. So I suggest driving it like on the interstate for 30 minutes or so. Just get it real heated up, because as old as this thing is, this is 2021. The car is 2005, so like 16 years. This thing's got a little rust on it, and rust doesn't stick very well when it's hot. So get it nice and hot. And I've already broken this loose last night after doing this method, heating it up, and took a 1 1/16 wrench and broke it loose. Also used PB blaster. But we're gonna have to start by slipping the camera in here for you guys. Gonna float over here and grab this bottom nut with a wrench or channel locks, whichever, and we're just going to pull clockwise. See, it's already been broken loose, but it's going to resist you a little bit. It's going to be difficult to get broken loose, but once you do, it'll be one of the most rewarding things you feel all day. And yeah, as you can see, it's kind of a tight space in there. I can't seem to get a grip on it anymore. Okay, come on. There we go. may need a decently long wrench to kind of set it up here and angle it down to grab this nut down here. Short wrenches seem like they'd work, but they really don't do all that well in that tight space. But this is now just kind of sitting on there, and I searched all over the internet trying to understand how this works, and I was afraid I was going to break this thing if I kept going any longer. I finally asked a mechanic, and he explained that this nut sits on top of this pipe and just spins freely on top of the pipe, and the inside the EGR valve is threaded, so it kind of acts like a water hose coupling to where you can just spin the nut and it comes right off. Whew. Got a little bit of oil in there. Maybe gas. Yeah, that's gas. But next would be the 10mm bolts, which I'll need my wrench for. Slip it back down in here. Ooh, almost lost the phone in the endless engine bay. I'm gonna try driving around with that thing rocking around. It's an expensive mistake. Alright, so actually I need to turn my wrench into the loosen. There we go. This part's not all that easy, and I know you can't see all that well, but there's two 10mm bolts on the back side of this unit, and I'll show you just in a moment. But you gotta be careful not to drop the wrench in the engine bay. It's such a tight space back up against this firewall and in between all these vacuum lines. But I think I've got it loose enough to take it off my hand. I'm forgetting a pretty important part. There's a vacuum line on the top here that needs to be disconnected. You need to do that by hand. And should just pull right off of there. Oop. Hang on. There we go. Oh, nope, me. You don't want to see me. You might break your computer. Alright, here's this vacuum line, and it just pulls right off the top. Come on. It's making a fool out of me now. There we go. Alright, vacuum line is off. Go back in here and get this 10mm bolt. Okay, there's one bolt. I'm gonna fish that wrench in here. This one's the most difficult bolt out of the two. It's just right on the other side of the valve here, of the unit. Pardon me. It appears that the bolt has fallen out. Nice. Okay. great. That's lovely. Alright, come on out there. So here we have the old EGR. You can see in there it's a little bit dirty. And some decent carbon buildup inside. Alright. Okay, now I'm gonna put the new one on. I think after this video I'm just gonna run to my local store and try to find another bolt to slip up in there. But for now I'm just gonna rock it with one. I can probably get by with just one for now. Okay. New part. Alright, so here is the new valve here. I'm trying to set you guys up where you can actually see this thing. Here we are. Alright, here's a new part. As you can see, a lot cleaner than that old one. So we're going to have our silicone gasket maker. I don't really have a preference to which one. Preferably something with a high heat value. And that wasn't good for the phone. Just a second. The old one. This is basically a fishing weight now. Alright, silicone. Looks like it's dried up since the last time I've used it. Just a second. Alright, here we are. I got it unplugged now. Well, I said that, didn't I? I said I had it unplugged. Dang. Okay, so now I've got it. Just kind of dress it up really good. This thing's not wanting to come out very well. This is more of a chore than what I thought it was going to be. This is more difficult than all the other crap I've had to do. Alright, now you've got a decent amount of gasket maker on the outside. Just kind of spread it around, make sure you get surface, as you can see. Then just want to slip this new gasket on top of that. Just gonna press it gently with your thumbs. Make sure the bolt holes line up and everything. Now we're going to want to put a little bit on the outside of the gasket. So we're going to mount it to the manifold. It will seal. This tube. Alright, now we've got this all dressed up. It's time to go put it back on. Alright, so we're back in the engine bay here. Back to where we had this valve taken off. We really almost lost the phone for the fourth time. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just kind of float it over here. Come at it from the back and swing it up. Set it down on top of the pipe. I guess I want to pull the nut back up. And try to get the threads to catch inside the valve. There we go, they're caught. There we go. So now from here, you just want to throw your 10mm bolts back into the sides there. I'm not going to do that for the sake of, I want to find a second bolt to match the first one, so I'm going to take the first one down to the hardware store, see if I can find a decent match. That's it. Excuse me. Here we go. Yeah. And just tighten up the bottom nut and throw the two 10mm bolts back in. You should be right as rain. Alright guys, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.